The Andromeda Galaxy is the great neighbor of our cosmic home. On truly dark nights, far from light pollution, it appears as a faint smudge in the sky. It may look subtle, but we are looking at something colossal, a gigantic spiral galaxy surrounded by smaller systems, filled with globular clusters, and home to a stellar population that defies imagination. And there is an impressive detail behind this seemingly calm view. Andromeda is coming toward us. Very slowly, it is true, but on a cosmic scale, the encounter with the Milky Way is already underway. Although there are dozens of dwarf galaxies closer to the Milky Way, Andromeda is the nearest massive spiral to us. Aside from the Large Magellanic Cloud and the Small Magellanic Cloud, visible mainly in the southern hemisphere, no other external galaxy shines as brightly in our sky. Between October and December, from dark locations, it can be seen with the naked eye as a small, luminous blur. With a simple pair of binoculars, the experience changes completely, revealing a more extended and defined structure. We are talking about an object located about 2.5 million light-years from Earth, with an apparent magnitude around 3.4. Our eyes can see up to magnitude 6. That makes it the most distant object a human can see without the aid of telescopes. Curiously, its apparent size in the sky is larger than that of the full moon, although most of its brightness is too subtle to be perceived without ideal observing conditions. Andromeda and the Milky Way dominate what is known as the local group, a collection of gravitationally bound galaxies. Between the two, Andromeda has the advantage in size and mass. Our galaxy contains just over 100 billion stars spread across a disk about 120,000 light-years in diameter. Andromeda may host close to 1 trillion stars and extends roughly 220,000 light-years across. It is an impressive difference. If someone tried to cross that distance with current technology, the challenge would be practically eternal. A spacecraft traveling at 17 kilometers per second would take around 40 billion years to get there, longer than the estimated age of the universe itself. Even if it were possible to reach the speed of light, it would still require 2.5 million years as measured from both the point of departure and the point of arrival. Relativity would make the experience different for whoever was traveling, but from our frame of reference, that is the scale involved. Like the Milky Way, Andromeda has its own system of satellite galaxies. More than 20 dwarf galaxies have already been identified around it. Among the best known are Messier 32 and Messier 110. Evidence suggests that Messier 32 may have been much larger in the past. Gravitational interactions with Andromeda likely stripped away part of its stellar disk, triggering an intense period of star formation in its core. Messier 110 also shows signs of interaction. Observations have revealed a stream of metal-rich stars in Andromeda's halo, suggesting that these stars may have been torn from smaller galaxies during gravitational encounters. In addition, the presence of dust in M110 indicates relatively recent stellar activity, reinforcing the idea that these galaxies continue to influence one another. When we compare their stellar populations, another striking difference appears. Andromeda seems to be dominated by older stars, many over 7 billion years old. Its total luminosity is about 25% higher than that of the Milky Way. However, our galaxy is forming stars at a faster rate. The Milky Way produces between 3 and 5 solar masses per year in new stars, while Andromeda generates approximately 1 solar mass annually. This suggests that Andromeda had a more active past, but today it is going through a more stable phase, while the Milky Way is experiencing a relatively more dynamic period of star birth. Another fascinating aspect is the number of globular clusters associated with Andromeda. Around 460 have already been confirmed. Among them stands out the impressive Mayall 2, also known as G1. This cluster is so massive and luminous that it surpasses any other in the local group. It contains millions of stars and shines about twice as brightly as Omega Centauri, the largest globular cluster in the Milky Way. Its complex structure and multiple stellar populations raise an intriguing hypothesis. It may be the remaining core of a dwarf galaxy that was absorbed by Andromeda billions of years ago. Studying Andromeda's spiral structure is not simple, because we see it at an angle. Even so, processed images reveal two main arms that extend about 13,000 light-years and can be traced to roughly 1,600 light-years from the core. Infrared observations carried out by the Spitzer Space Telescope showed that these arms emerge from a central bar and cross a large ring of matter. However, they are not perfectly continuous, showing segments and irregularities along their length. At the center of Andromeda, there is another intriguing mystery. In 1991, the Hubble Space Telescope captured detailed images of its nucleus. What astronomers found was surprising. Two bright concentrations separated by only 4.9 light-years. The more luminous region, called P1, is slightly offset from the galaxy's true center. The less bright one, P2, coincides with the position of the central, supermassive black hole. One proposed explanation involves a disk of stars orbiting the black hole on highly eccentric trajectories. In this configuration, the stars spend more time in the farthest part of their orbits, creating an apparent concentration at that point. There is also the hypothesis that this structure is the result of a previous merger between black holes, whose emission of gravitational waves would have drastically altered the distribution of stars in the nucleus. And then we reach the event that sparks so much curiosity, the future collision between Andromeda and the Milky Way. Detailed measurements made with Hubble, comparing stellar positions over the years, indicate that Andromeda is approaching at about 110 kilometers per second, as evidenced by its blue shift. Estimates point to an encounter in approximately 4.5 to 5 billion years. What would happen to the solar system in this scenario? Simulations suggest there is about a 50% probability that we would be thrown into a region 3 times farther from the galactic center than we are today. There is also an estimated 12% chance that the solar system would be completely ejected from the resulting galaxy. Even so, the distances between stars are so vast that direct collisions between stellar systems would be unlikely. Curiously, when this merger occurs, Earth will probably no longer be habitable. Within 0.5 to 1.5 billion years, the gradual increase in solar luminosity is expected to evaporate the oceans and trigger a runaway greenhouse effect. By the time of the galactic collision, the Sun may be up to 40% brighter than it is today, making Earth's surface hostile to liquid water long before any cosmic encounter. As for the outcome of the merger, simulations indicate that the final structure may be a giant elliptical galaxy, possibly with a lower central density than typical present-day ellipticals. Depending on the amount of remaining gas, there is also the possibility of forming a lenticular galaxy, or even a superspiral. Over the course of about 150 billion years, the other galaxies in the local group are expected to eventually merge into this new structure, completing a long stage of galactic evolution. Observing Andromeda is therefore looking at the past and the future at the same time. We see light that left 2.5 million years ago, but we also glimpse the destiny of our own galaxy. On a human scale, all of this seems too distant to matter. On a cosmic scale, however, we are already on a collision course, and that reveals something extraordinary. The universe is not static. It is in constant transformation, shaping galaxies, stars, and, eventually, redefining the very stage on which we exist. Earth is a grain of dust orbiting an ordinary star on the outskirts of a galaxy that is itself overshadowed by its larger neighbor. Yet being aware of that smallness is our greatest triumph. We are the part of the universe that developed the ability to look at itself, measure its own finitude, and calculate the mass of galaxies. Knowing that we are 2.5 million light-years from Andromeda, and even so, can unravel the composition of its nucleus, and the age of its stars shows that the human mind transcends its physical fragility. When we think about the possibility of life, Andromeda's numbers completely change the rules of the game. With 1 trillion stars, about 10 times more than the Milky Way, the mathematics of astrobiology takes on colossal proportions. Even if the conditions for the emergence of life are extraordinarily rare, a sample universe of 1 trillion stellar systems makes the absence of life an almost irrational statistical impossibility. Life on Earth took billions of years to go from single-celled organisms to complex beings. Andromeda's long-term stability offers a formidable window of time for life forms not only to have arisen, but to have evolved beyond what we can comprehend. Because Andromeda had a very active past and is more stable today, it is plausible to imagine that entire civilizations may have flourished, looked at the Milky Way in their sky, and eventually disappeared back into cosmic dust before Earth even formed. Looking at Andromeda, that small diffuse smudge in the night sky, is to face the abyss of time. It is to look at the light of a remote past that carries the destiny of our distant future. Our existence is incredibly brief and fragile, but the fact that we can understand the mechanics of galaxies that will collide billions of years after we are gone gives immense meaning to the short moment when the stage is ours. If you enjoyed our journey, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.